What's up guys, Trilogy here. Today we're going to be doing a Dead by Daylight video. We're going to be jumping into Dead by Daylight. I've really been playing it recently. I'd say I'm a pretty new player, but I have a little bit of a platform here and I'd figure I'd jump into it with a very controversial topic, and that is the perk Sprint Burst. And this is going to be in defense of Sprint Burst. This is definitely my favorite exhaustion perk in the game. And with that said, we're gonna jump right into it. I'm Trilogy with Trilogy Effect. I do gaming content, anime, video games, movies, technology. I have curated playlists on my channel. You should definitely check that out. And if this video is informational to you, go ahead and subscribe because I'm gonna be doing more Dead by Daylight content in the future. And with that said, let's jump into it. All right, Sprint Burst is a Meg Thomas perk. Meg Thomas is free, so she's one of the starter characters. I do think most of the perks that you'll need to make a decent or even good build, you can get with the starter characters in the game. And I don't know if it's made that way on purpose, but it's pretty cool how you can get a lot of good perks from the starters. Meg Thomas does have Sprint Burst, and Sprint Burst is going to give you, at max level, at tier 3, it gives you 150% speed boost for 3 seconds. After that, you are exhausted for 40 seconds, and while you're running, you don't recover exhaustion. One thing I want to say just off top of this video, do not walk the whole game. If you have Sprint Burst, please do not walk the whole game. You are literally going so much slower overall than if you didn't have Sprint Burst. Like, you're literally you're useless. Do not walk the whole game if you have Sprint Burst. Just run to the nearest gen, and about time the killer gets to you, most likely you'll have your Sprint Burst back and you can run out. Do not walk the whole game. If you pair this with Vigil, which is a good pairing, you can bring the tier 3 cooldown down to 32 seconds. So instead of having it exhaust you for 40 seconds, you get an 8-second difference. I don't think this makes too much of a difference, but online a lot of people do pair this so that they can get their Sprint Burst back faster. One thing that I like about Sprint Burst, and this is why I place it above the other exhaustion perks like Dead Hard, Balanced Landing, or Life. Dead Hard, you have to be injured to use it, and Dead Hard is completely useless against killers who have Devour Hope or Noed or a tier 3 Myers, an exposed Ghostface who's stalked you. All of those things are going to make Dead Hard completely useless. Anytime you're exposed, you're one hit anyways. I mean, and when I say it's useless, I mean if you're not injured. If you're not injured, then your perk is useless. You can't use it, and if you get hit, you're just gonna go straight down. So that's what I mean when I say Dead Hard is useless and Sprint Burst will still be used in any situation. It's definitely the lowest learning curve of any of the exhaustion perks. Next up, Balanced Landing. I hear it was really good before they nerfed it, and I looked at it and it does look amazing. After that, the effects really aren't as good as they used to be compared to what it was before they patched it out. Balanced Landing, you have to find somewhere to drop, and a lot of maps really don't have drops like that. Not a lot of them, but there are some maps where you'll land there and there'll be not a lot of drops, and I wouldn't count on that. Life is very similar, but not as rare. You have to find a window to use it, and I think I have to look for a window. Sometimes if you're lucky, you'll be near a nearby pallet or loop, or a window, or you'll be by a shack that you can use, but still not always, whereas Sprint Burst will always work. I love this because there's no learning curve. You just have to run, and if you have enough skill, you can use this to bait the killer at the beginning of a chase. So you can bait the killer into hitting and then just activate your Sprint Burst if you've 99'd it, and you could just get the hell out of there. I really like Sprint Burst, and this is the defense of it. It's pretty useful for anybody. I can recommend it to anybody who's a beginner or even an expert. And I know it doesn't have the Dead Hard damage nerf, where if you get hit with damage and you Dead Hard, you can negate that. But if you're playing on console, 60% of the time, that Dead Hard nerf is not going to work anyways. So there's that. That's why you should just use Sprint Burst. This is Trilogy with Trilogy Effect, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.